What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be playing around with a title that I don't actually know that much about. It landed inside my email inbox this morning, and it's apparently like the Steam page actually looks really cool for it. It's an isometric survival RPG where you are a guard for a caravan that's going from point A to point B, and you've got to go out and like hunt animals, maybe a little bit of like an Oregon Trail vibe to it, I guess, where you got to go out and find supplies, you've got to hunt animals, bring back hides, defend it from attackers. And so I thought that was like an interesting idea, and the gameplay looked pretty decent. So today we're going to dive on in for about 30 minutes, and we're going to check out Peregrino, which to me sounds like one of those fancy versions of water that I can't afford to buy. But if after watching this you wanted to get the game for yourself, I got a link for you down below in the description. You can check it out there. Then on top of that, you can also swing on down there to find a bunch of other Nerd Castle links that are hot and ready to be clicked like a Little Caesars pizza. But let's go ahead and start the game off. We'll play for 30 minutes, and I'll do my best to give you my first impressions. Hopefully it turns out well, so let's ride. I fear the forest, though it feeds me. I covet the light, though it shields me. I seek the seals, though they are not mine to find. For I do not seek to find paradise, but to deserve it. My trusty caravan. Alright, so I got my character over here. We're all up inside of here. We've got ourselves like a storage. Looks like we probably got a workbench on that side that'll allow us to like activate things and do stuff. What's that over there? A blueprint table? I may have to look around for a second and just kind of get my bearings, but there are a bunch of sticks over here. I'm going to pick those up real fast, because if there's one thing I know about being a dude, it's that just like if you see a rad stick on the ground, you basically have to pick it up. It's like a divine call. Our first objective says that we've got to gather branches anyways, so it looks like I was actually on the right path for that. Let's grab 3 more over here, and then it wants me to gather sharp rocks as well. Is that one sharp? It doesn't look that sharp to me. It looks kind of lumpy and like botryoidal, but like I guess the icon looks a little bit more edgy than anything else. There we go. We got a big old handful of rocks. We got everything that we need. Where are my twigs at down here? I want that twig. Give me that twig. They ain't never made a twig that I won't gather in a survival game. And it being a forest, it did not take entirely that long for me to gather up all the stuff that I needed. So it wants me to make a tattered bow on the workbench. All right, let's make a tattered bow then. We need wood pieces for that. And so I'll probably bang out like, how many did I need for this? I needed 8. Ocho. All right, well, let's go ahead and we'll make 8 of those. Dunzo. And then from there, the other objective was to make arrows. I got to make 9 arrows. Okay. Do I get more than 1 arrow for each of these crafts? I do not. And so in order to make 9, I'm going to go track down some more sticks. So we've got the tattered bow ready to go. I'll just make that real fast. And then I went and gathered a bunch of sticks to hopefully get me where I'm trying to go. We can only have 10 inside of our quiver according to our inventory. So I'll just get the 9 arrows right now. And then it wants me to... Does it put it in my storage? Is that what happened there? Oh, we've got a skinning knife inside of there, too. Can it be like a weapon? Ooh, it can. Nice. Okay. All right, we'll get the bow equipped, and that's all ready to go. And it wants me to harvest plants in order to get fruit, and then it wants me to hunt animals to get their meat. All right, I can do that. Cranberries, dude, honestly, one of the better berries out there. I don't know if people disagree with me, but I personally feel like the cranberry, that's a very strong berry right there. And I'm not just doing that because we're kind of in like the holiday spirit right now with Thanksgiving and cranberry sauce and everything else right around the corner. Actually, it just passed. I forgot what day it was that I was recording. Listen, man, I never leave my house. All I do is cut gameplay videos. Sometimes you lose track of what day it is. Rotate that right there. So it looks like the cranberries are giving each other a little smooch. But anyways, I'm not just like this because it's festive right now. I actually all year round think that cranberries are one of the superior berries. I don't know why I have like a ranking system inside my head of berries and where they stand in the overall hierarchy, the overall hegemony of fruit, but I do. It's just one of those things that comes to mind. I will take, can I like, yeah, I was going to say, can I like shift click those to move them over faster? I don't like using take all keys, but I also don't like clicking and dragging things individually. Do I have like a mini map right now? I do. Okay, cool. But it looks like we have to take off our backpack in order to actually open up the map and take a look at it. So can I sneak or anything? Is like crouching a thing? I hear something moving over here. Where's it at? Something's definitely moving inside the glen over here. Oh, there's a rabbit? How hard is it to shoot? Oh, I might need some bait or something, dude. That guy, he scampered real quick when he saw that man was in the wood. Okay. One thing that I notice here is as I'm drawing back my bow and I'm holding it, his hand isn't actually... Oh, there's a delay? That's going to make it even worse. His hand is not attached to the arrow right there, so a little bit of animation work to be done. Oh, I got that one, though. I got him right in his booty cheek. Hell yeah. Okay, let's skin the rabbit. Okay, and it looks like we just need to go like that right there, and then we get ourselves a rabbit pelt. Hell yeah. Can I skin him again? I can. Okay, let's see how many pelts we... Oh, no, I screwed it up, dude. Okay, I got to go slower. Let's be much more careful because it's kind of like Operation. If you touch the sides, it's over. We did get a meat out of there, though, which is good. I guess we missed out on, like, one of the resources from the rabbit. But there was always going to be a learning curve. Can I get my arrow back? I was going to say, let me get my arrow back real quick. Is my other arrow laying over here when I accidentally, like, lobbed that one into the ground? Yeah, there we go. Throw that back inside of my bag. I definitely like the graphics, and I definitely like the color of the game world. I like the modeling and everything, too. It's actually got a very distinct visual style. Most survival games sort of, like, dwell inside the realm of asset flip. And so anytime I see a survival game that's actually made the effort to have a conceptualized... artistic style, I get a little bit excited. Oh, that rabbit, I could have got him. I could have got him. There's got to be like a sneaky mode, dude. There's got to be. Is he still in the bushes right there? I think I see his ears. Oh, right between the eyes. Through the bushes like Legolas. All right, let's skin this guy. So skinning, we're skinning, we're skinning. I'm not going to touch the sides and make myself look like a fool. Do those stack? They do not stack. All right, that's fine. You got to be careful because I think this is not fully polished yet. Sometimes at the beginning, you automatically miss the placement. Rotate that. So what I'm saying here is, depending on where your mouse cursor is, when this minigame opens up when you press F, sometimes when your cursor jumps to the start over here, it accidentally touches the side. And so, one of those things that's going to need to be cleaned up as well. 2 rabbits down. I mean, we've got 2 meats right now. I got to find a couple more rabbits while I'm out here. I think we're past needing just random sticks and stones and things. Let's grab another cranberry. Okay. Oh, so apparently we have a limited time while we're out here hunting. I was unaware, but this is like an evilly enchanted forest that's trying to murder the player. And so when we get to a certain time of day, it's going to be a lot like a Darkwood, I guess, where you have a limited amount of time to get out there and explore before horrible abominations start to take over the map. So I will keep that in mind as we go forward. Got that one right there. Hopefully the blood doesn't attract anything else. But yeah, it looks like the sun's going down a little bit. Let me skin this rabbit real fast. And then, well, I mean, I said let's skin the rabbit real fast, but like, you know. See, it auto-touched the side right there. I didn't actually move my mouse. So that bell you just heard, that's bad. That bell means that the monsters are coming, and we need to find our way out of the woods. Ah, there's a wolf. Okay, there's a dead guy over here. The Sigil of the Pilgrim's Road. I'll take it. It gives me plus 15 faith. I have various questions about how I get out of here. It looks like we can actually mantle the environment, too, which I did not expect. I thought this was going to be like a corridor game, basically. But you can actually get up on top of this stuff. There's like a third dimension to the game. There's verticality, which I kind of dig. All right, well, let's go back to the bell, I guess, and extract all of my stuff. Okay, all of my stuff hath been extracted. And it says that I can travel in between these bells if I want to. I don't know if I want to leave just yet. I mean, I already extracted my stuff, so what could I possibly lose here? Let's just stay in. I'm not going to lose any loot if I die, unless I lose my bow and my knife, which would kind of be wieners, but I should eat something. Oh, yeah, I didn't even notice. We've got like a little hunger meter down there that we've got to tend to. Okay. Well, then fine. I'll go back to base if I'm going to starve to death or whatever. It also kind of got too dark out here for me to see anything anyways. So let's travel back to base. Okay, back inside of base. We did get the plants that we needed for eating and whatnot. It gives me, a little bit of satiety, so I guess I can throw down on those real quick. Did he just eat all of them in one go, or did I only pull out? Oh, it only pulls out one at a time. Gotcha. With the meats, how do I cook those? It looks like I can actually process the furs over here, too. So we might as well throw those in there. It looks like we get leather, so process away. 3 leathers. Okay, that's better than just useless hides that are laying around right now. It wants me to make an axe. What goes into making an axe? I have questions. So I actually just need some more wood pieces. That's pretty much all that I need. So I'll whip those out real quick just so we have more tools when we go out for tomorrow. There's our axe. Can I melee fight with it? It looks like I can fight with the axe. So if I get ran up on by something, I can at least bludgeon it a little bit. Hope that it falls over and dies. The seal, I picked up some kind of seal thing. What kind of thing did I pick up? What was that inside of here? So it looks like it gives me plus 15 faith. I'm guessing it's a consumable for one of my meters. We still need to eat, though. I totally lost track of eating. Let's just get our meter a little bit more fleshed out here. That only took me up like halfway. We are going to have to figure out a campfire or something. Oh, I need to sleep, too? Okay. Let's sleep until... Oh, it's not like a normal clock. Okay, I thought it was a normal clock. I was like, wait, so the sun is going down at like 3 o'clock? It's not a normal clock. It's got its own scale thing going on. The top is daytime. The rest is not. What do I need in order to build a campfire? Can I do that? We need pine wood. I don't see it. A kitchen. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. We need 2 pine wood in order to, like, cook off the rabbit meat that we have. And I think I'm just going to have to graze while I'm out and in the field today. Oh, you can break the crates over here, too, and there's stuff inside of them. What's on the ground? Oh, nice, dude. Free leather? I bet that'll make me new armor or something. A seared meat? That's even better, dude. Little kebab action right here? Let's get it. Who doesn't love a good kebab? Just straight off the grill, man. That's the good stuff right there. My wife and I make mushroom kebabs all the time because I'm a big mushroom addict. I've always said my entire life that I'm pretty sure I've got to be at least like half Hobbit because... I love mushrooms, man. I've never met a confectionery mushroom that I will not get down on with reckless abandon. I just like it. I just think it's great. For me, that right there is the optimal flavor. What else did we have inside here? A little bit more leather. Okay, let me throw this stuff in storage so that I'm not over encumbered when we go back out. I'm missing an arrow, too. I hate that. All right. With the tonic, what does the tonic do? 100% chance of sanctity. It makes your faith not deplete. Oh, okay, so your faith doesn't go away for like 8 minutes or so. All right, that'll work. Let's go back out to the woods and see what we can gather today. Does it procedurally generate the map every time that I go out, or is it the same map? It is the same map. I actually kind of like that. It's comforting. I don't know, proceduralism has its place, but I also enjoy it when the map kind of has its own designated hand-designed layout. So we need to find pine wood out here. It doesn't look like I can interact with that tree. I think I should probably also oh, there's a pine tree right there. Chop that bad boy down. F to chop. So we gotta like, oh, you've actually gotta notch the tree, dude. Okay. There we go. There we go. We're getting there. So we just get the 1 pine log. That's fair, dude. A pine log's pretty big. Chopping down trees, weirdly fun. I think that, like, in a different life, I must have been a lumberjack or something. Because my parents, they lived way out in the country when I was, like, approaching adulthood, like 17, 18 years old. And sometimes we had to, like, clear-cut stuff. Other people acted like chopping down a tree was like this egregious chore that nobody wanted to do. I love chopping down trees. It may just be because I like destroying stuff. I don't know. I can't honestly tell you, but chopping down trees, I especially like that they actually have the form down right here that's required for you to chop down a tree in real life. If you got to chop down a tree, you make a wedge out of the side of it, and you just keep whittling away at it until eventually it falls over. That's the entire process. There's nothing else to it. It's just labor. Is there a rabbit over here right now? Because I could definitely get down on another rabbit. There's the one that I killed. We need a sickle in order to harvest. I'm guessing that's cotton or something. Okay, there's a dead guy up on the ridge up there. I'm gonna get myself a coney. There we go. We done got him. Ain't nothing but conejo on the menu tonight. There we go. Got that right there. And let me get that meat up and out of there. Let me get that meat up out of there. Yeah. I've never been like a big rabbit meat guy. I've got a buddy that's super into survivalism. He's like ex-military and stuff. And he's been raising rabbits specifically as a renewable food source to cut down on like his grocery bill. Seems to be working out, man. The rabbits will eat just about anything. They eat nothing but garbage. Like, they just live out in the yard. And as long as you can keep from getting out, they've got like their own pen and everything. And then every now and again, they just have rabbit for dinner. I forgot to get my arrow back off this rabbit back here. Let me go get my... This is the realest simulation of archery to ever exist. Archery shouldn't be called archery. It should be like, oh, it should be called like, oh shit, I forgot my arrow back there. Or, oh shit, I lost my arrow under the crabgrass. I'm never going to see it again. That should literally be the name of archery. Hey, I got 2 rabbits waiting for me over here. Hell yeah. All right, let me get these rabbits going. 1 rabbit cleaned. There we go. And then a secondary rabbit down here. All right, rabbits are cleaned. I do need my arrows back, though. If I can get my arrows back, that'd be just absolutely gorgeous. Looks like the sun's already going down. Oh, there's a wolf. I don't know how strong wolves are. I shot him twice, and he didn't die. He is still very much alive. Ow! Bust that fool up. There we go. It doesn't look like the wolf is too dangerous, but he did hit me for a lot of damage. That one hit took away a fat chunk of my meter. I don't know how big this guy's parts are going to be when I pull him off of him, but I'll give it a go. Rotate the knife in right there. Do I get wolf meat for this? I do get a wolf meat, and it is huge. Okay, I can fit that right there. All right, so I've got all the stuff that I need for right now. It doesn't look like honestly, I don't have a ton of daylight to play around with while we're out here. Almost out of arrows. We already looted that dead guy over there. You vault over that log. I'm kind of full up right now. Can I just eat straight off the bush? Yeah, just eat straight off the bush then. Like, that'll clear up some of our inventory space until we inevitably get the kitchen set up. But I am going to have to fall back to the extraction bell pretty soon just to get us out of here. But I did want to uncover a little bit more of the map while is that like a psycho villager? He's trying to knife me, dude? Yeah, just bust that dude up. He doesn't want the smoke. He doesn't want it. All right, he stabbed me pretty good. Apparently, he did indeed actually want it. What did he drop? So I got my arrow and a parchment of benediction. Okay. I don't know what I use that for. We're also going to have to figure out how to heal our health, but it looks like people have some kind of like rage virus or something out here that's making them attack. Either that or he's just a guy out in the woods that does not want to be bothered at all. My granddad was that guy. My granddad was a hermit who oh, you can knock out what? You can knock out the window boards. I saw the loot in there, so I figured there had to be a way to get in. Just throw those arrows in there, and then we'll loot whatever this is. The Sigil of the Pilgrim's Road. All right, I'll take that. Can you hack the door? You can't hack the door, so you actually had to go for the window right there if you wanted to get out. But I hear the bing-bongs, so before the bing-bongs become a big old bing-bong problem, let's get the hell out of here. But first, cranberries. All right, cranberries taken care of. Let's get to the extraction bell, and we'll see what we can make when we get out of here. So throw everything inside the stash. Okay. And then we'll teleport back home. It looks like there's only a couple areas that we haven't been to just yet. So we'll kind of like cut right a little harder the next time we go over there. But let's get over here. And we have the 2 logs that we need in order to make the kitchen. That should hopefully get us some food that's a little bit more nutritious. There we go. Build that thing on up. I'm also curious about the caravan. Like, how do we get this thing moving? Are we going to be going to different maps? Like, how is the overworld gameplay going to work? Because caravans in and of themselves are always a good idea when it comes to, like, video game design. Everybody loves a good caravan. Let's go ahead and just make that. Looks like it is a roast meat platter. That one right there says it's just going to be a small meal, so that's a morsel. But we've got enough rabbit over here that we should be able to make a few more batches of dinner real quick before we head back out into the field and, like, take a nap. There we go. All right, dinner secured. Dinner secured. Do we get HP back for any of this stuff? I got to figure out how to get my HP restored. Nope, that was not what I wanted to do. I wanted you to pick up that meat right there. All right, so we're starving. We're going to eat the meats. 2 meats and 3 meats. Not bad. It took more rabbits than I'd like to admit to actually fill ourselves up. And frankly, in real survival, you can't survive off rabbits alone. They don't have enough fat on them. Your brain requires fat in order to avoid going into like ketosis and all that other kind of stuff. And so it's a good idea. I need wood pieces. Do I have enough for wood pieces? I do. I'm going to make the sickle. But the more tools we bring in with us, the less space we have for loot. So that's really the conflict that we've got to learn to deal with here. Oh, is my quiver not movable? Is it, like, locked? Oh, it's attached to my backpack if you read the description. So my backpack has, like, a quiver hybrid thing going on. I can't move it around because that's its positioning on the backpack on my back. It's actually tied onto the right. And so the inventory over here denotes that by having it attached to the backpack on that side. Okay, that's an interesting idea, though, of, like, what other things can we attach to our backpack later on down the line. Sort of invoking ideas of building your backpack rig in Forever Winter, which was one of the only games I ever saw that allowed you to customize your backpack and decide, like, okay, I'm gonna have a pocket over here, I'm gonna have this over here. Like, I always thought, I mean, it's an unnecessary mechanic, but for some reason I like it, man. So I am curious about I can study these. It did refill my piety. Okay, so I'm guessing they don't have a storyline in here right now. They kind of just drop you into the game. But I'm guessing the storyline is going to take place in some kind of, like, Sigmar-worshipping Warhammer fantasy type world where faith is, like, the only thing that insulates you from the evil stuff that lives outside the walls. Let's go to sleep for a little bit and see if we can get some health back. Ooh, regeneration's slow. Okay, regeneration's real slow. Well, I mean, let's do what we can with the day that we have, you know? Let's make hay while the sun's shining. There's no point wasting time right now, and I think we've actually cleared out a lot of the enemies. We're going to have to bring back at least a couple rabbits today to keep ourselves fed, and so if I hear them trundling around and making noise, we'll give that our best go. I will pick up, what is that, a jagged stone? Okay, I'll take a jagged stone. Chances are we're probably going to need it for something later on down the line. If we head down this way and then to the left. I also have the sickle now, so I should be able to gather plants while I'm out here too. But we'll keep an eye to the ground and kind of see what we find laying around. Maybe some chamomile or something. I hear him over here. I heard him. There he is. If he doesn't go to ground... he went to ground. Damn it. Okay, well, we got one of them. That's better than none of them, so... One rabbit is still a rabbit in hand. But yeah, you can't eat only rabbits living out in nature. They're too protein dense, and you'll actually get what's called rabbit starvation from it. That's a Les Stroud tip from back when I was doing survival stuff. Alright, well, one rabbit down. Did I get my arrow back, dude? I keep forgetting to pick up my arrow every single time. Is my other arrow over here? It's not. What about this plant over here? So I can harvest a cotton plant. Oh, I see what's happening here. Okay, well, there's a cotton fiber right there. Okay. At least we don't have to do it with our hands, man. Have you ever seen the thistles that are on a cotton plant? Cotton plant's pretty gnarly, bro. If you ever get a chance, go look at the anatomy of a cotton plant, and those little bastards are vicious. Almost like Scottish nettles, man. All right, well, I mean, we didn't bring back a lot of food today, but we definitely brought back something. I need to figure out how to get up there, but I said I was going to cut off to the right. Pick up a sturdy branch. I don't really care about a sturdy branch right now. Let's grab the cranberries while we're here, though. I'll probably just eat those straight off the vine real quick. I hear something moving. I don't know what it is, but I hear it. Or at least I thought I heard it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting paranoid out here in the middle of nowhere in the woods. Dead guy on this side, though. Free arrows! I'll take free arrows for sure. A life wart herb. Okay. I'll take that too. Maybe I can use those to heal. I just realized that it was called a life wart or whatever, so I should probably reveal the limits of the map. Okay. I mean, that's helpful in its own way. It's not like crazy helpful, but it is helpful. What does that do? A hardy plant known for potent healing properties and restorative. Gotcha. Gotcha. Don't fall off the plank. I don't think we want to add a long fall to our death to our overall list of activities that we accomplished today. I do need to catch something, and that something that I catch does need to be edible. That's going to be our next plan. My initial observation right now is just that the day is too short. Like, I feel like another 2 minutes or so would be enough for me to feel like I actually accomplished something. But as it stands right now, I definitely feel pressed upon by the time limit for daytime versus nighttime. And since nighttime is effectively pitch black, can my guy swim? I have so many questions about the confines of this gameplay universe. Will he shoot that angle right there? Only one way to find out. He did indeed skate that angle. He's a better archer than me, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and skin this guy so we at least have some form of dinner tonight. The hide will probably be useful at some point for, like, gear upgrades or something, too. Put that... Oh, God, it's a guy with a knife! Okay, another psycho with a knife. Yeah, just, like, smack him, I guess. There you go. Fan the hammer on that dude. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, he's got all kinds of goodies. The Saint's Finger Bone, a weathered rosary, a twisted wedding band, a bullet. Hell yeah, dude. I am about that bullet life. I only have 5 arrows left. This is kind of wieners. If I run into any other threats out here, we are... Oh, he dove to ground already. What about that one? Is that one going to ground? Oh, don't shoot, bro. There you go. Now you got him. I don't want to get the wolf whammy over here, dude. I hear stuff moving, and it makes me feel nervous. All right, skin that up. Come on. There we go. All right, got it out. We're rocking with a pretty full inventory right now, and my health is absolutely abysmal. So I'm going to skin this rabbit, and I think we're going to get out of here. Just one more hair. I hear something snuffling. Something is making snuffle-like noises, so I think it's time for us to go. Yeah, climb back up there. We'll offload everything to the camp. Cool. And then we'll go back to camp, and we'll see what we can accomplish here real quick with what we've got on hand. So, like, the processor, we obviously need to throw all of our gazillions of hides into the processor. Yeah, just go ahead and do that. There we go. That's 7 leathers that we took out. Wolf hide will give us 2, so that's nice. Said we can process that right there. Did we get anything? What is that? Oromite ore. Sacred mountain peaks and forbidden ruins. The stone thereof. Looks like we can also process cotton out into cloth. Oh, we can actually craft that into metal pieces, and that'll become stones. Okay, and if I do that, I get a clear alcohol. Gotcha, and I get gunpowder from bullets. Okay, all right. Well, we've got some things over here. What can I do on the workbench right now in order to make my life better? So I need a lot more cotton cloth, and I need to find birch wood to go up to tier 2. We have a laboratory over here, which will let me make tonics and elixirs, which I am of the opinion that we probably need right now. It looks like we can also upgrade the actual stitching on our backpack so that we can carry more stuff. It's interesting, dude. I like the graphics. The combat feels okay. The animation could use a little bit of work, but I definitely like the visuals and the way that the game appears. I'm very, very curious about, like, is there a different zone over here? There is. There's different zones inside the demo. Sick, dude. Okay, well, like, what I'm most curious about is how does the caravan mechanic work? Like, does this go on the road? Because, like, from the screenshots that I saw, there's conversations and maybe, like, carrying fares and having people travel along with you. Like, all that kind of stuff, which looked pretty rad. I do need some more arrows. Yeah, arrows would be good. I'm actually, like, catastrophically low on arrows right now. Like, I had to give that dude the business and hit him with the buck, you know. I'll probably just sleep till morning to get some HP back. We're going to be pretty hungry, but I don't think there's going to be a way around it. Oh, am I too hungry to sleep? Gotcha. All right, well, let's throw some meat. I wish it would auto-rotate these in a way that you could, like, get them on the grill a little easier. I do find it to be a tiny bit tedious to keep having to load things inside the pot, and so I think like having little tabs along the side right here that will allow you to save recipes that it just auto loads on in there when you click them would probably be a good idea. I'd like that a little bit better. I think for exploratory purposes and like figuring out what you can and can't cook, the system they have right now is perfectly fine, but once you already know what you're trying to cook, that's the point at which you're like, can I just cook this a little faster, please? All right, well, there's our meal for the day. It's not much, but it kept the meter filled up, so let's run it till morning. We're pretty close to, like, dying right now. We could definitely use some more HP, so I think it's a good idea today for us to track down the laboratory. That way I can make restoration tonics. I already know where I can get the metal pieces from. It's just the random salvageable stuff that you pick up off human beings that you feed into the processor. But let's try a different direction here. Let's go to the Lake of Reflection real fast and see what it has for us. It's got a fishing spot, but I need a fishing rod for that. I wonder if fish are a little more filling than rabbits. Blueberries. Blueberries ain't nothing. Carrying on down into the left. I'm trying to stay out of the water right now because there's nothing in life I hate. I can't stand having squidgy boots, all right? If I have wet socks or squidgy boots, my day is promptly ruined. Now I have squidgy boot. Wreck that fool. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You can get some right now. You can get it today, brother. Oh, he's got a gun. Okay. A silver necklace and a frayed scarf. I'll take that. Give me some of my arrows back. That used up entirely too many arrows. I'm just going to point it out right now that a lot of my arrows broke on that exchange. Hopefully we get some kind of like skills or something later on down the line that allow us to minimize the amount of arrows that break. You know, give you like a better chance to recover arrows or whatever. Would be appreciated. Let's continue trucking though in this direction. Can you climb up there? There you go. Climb up there for me, baby. Fishing rod needed to fish, and this is a dead end back here, so that don't go nowhere. I did need more cotton, so like I'm cool with running another cotton plant if I can. There we go. Give me that cotton fiber. We need a bunch of those to make our crafting benches, so might as well load them on in. Hopefully I see a bell pretty soon because I'd like to... Ooh, crate. What you got for me? Anything good? Leather, yeah, it saves me a little bit of processing time. But yeah, my thoughts so far are that I like the vertical slice they have going right now. I'll need to see the way that it interconnects with narrative and like sandboxy vibes from running a caravan and whatnot. But from the gameplay that I've had here today, there's a little bit of clunkiness to it, but nothing that's a deal breaker. And I have enjoyed my time fiddling around with the systems that we have in front of us. So this right here is Peregrino. Keep an eye on it. Who knows? Maybe down the line. I think Peregrino's scheduled to come out like in 4 or 5 months, I think, when I was looking at the Steam page. So they've got time, and I do think that this vertical slice worked pretty well for what the game's going for. Rusty coins. Okay, we could probably break those down into metal parts too. Hopefully I don't take any more damage on my way out of here. But my name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were looking at Peregrino. Tomorrow we'll probably be looking at something else, but for now it's time for me to go and I'll catch y'all later. Bye, folks.